Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life, with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of the JP podcast. It is I, Jess Paul, your host, your manifestation mentor, your spiritual bestie, all of the things to help you manifest a life that you freaking love. And we are back, and it is another solo episode. And I put a poll up on my Instagram story about what you loved hearing on the podcast, and so many of you were like, I just love your solo eps. So that's great because it's another solo, but this is the last solo in a long line of amazing guest interviews that I have lined up for you, because obviously, as you know, I'm going to LA, and when I go, I just want to make sure that I am not worrying about getting content out there for you for the first few weeks whilst I'm out there, so I can actually just go off and live my life. So I have some fucking amazing episodes lined up for you. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already to this podcast, because then you get a little notification when they come up for you. But the level of conversation has been insane, and the stuff that they're all slightly different what we go into, but we go in deep. And so you're not going to want to miss any of these guest episodes. But for today's episode, we're going to be chatting everything to do with getting noticed. How to get freaking seen as a creative entrepreneur, as a business owner, as just the woman you are. Let's say you want to be noticed by the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams, whatever, right? How can we be seen? This is such a huge topic in my world. I can't tell you guys how often I talk about this with my friends, with my clients, with the people in my circle, because for me, it's such a huge thing. Showing up, being the face of your business and your life and your career is just everything that goes on in my world. Being able to show up with that level of confidence and be noticed for it is such a huge role in your success. Because with anything, you could be creating masterpieces of creative work, of art, of the service, the coaching that you do, whatever it is, and if nobody is seeing it or if nobody is listening to it, then has it even happened? Do you know what I mean? And that's not true. Obviously it has happened, and you can do it for yourself if you want to do it for yourself. But at the end of the day, we all want to do it to be seen. We all want to do it so that we can be noticed in what we do, and so that we can be successful with what we do. And so this topic about how to be noticed, but also about how to hold this energetic edge, which is all tied in with this, right? It's all tied in with how we're being seen, and also making it playful, making a game out of it. This is what today's conversation is all about. And one of my clients actually spoke to me the other day about this, because she was just sort of saying, I have never been this certain version of myself. She's not seen this certain level of success that she's striving for. So she was sort of saying to me, how do I imagine it? How can I even imagine that that's even a possibility for me? So also going into this conversation around how there are endless possibilities, you guys, on how you are going to be noticed and how you're going to be seen in this world, and choosing to believe the right beliefs around this is the thing that's going to get you there. So this is what today's episode is all about. It's about how to be noticed, how to hold that energetic frequency, how to believe in the possibilities, and how to just make it a game, make it playful for ourselves, because this is what manifestation is all about. But first, let's get into our sponsor for this week. So our sponsor for this week is, of course, my Mindset Miracles and Money Mastermind. This is my 6-week transformation on everything to do with your money mindset. From the inside out, we are transforming every single limiting belief you hold around money so that you can start manifesting that wealth and abundance that you deserve into your life. This is my entire methodology on how I went from 0 to 100K in less than a year. It's got all of my secrets in there, all of my rituals, all of my journal prompts, all of my worksheets, all of my meditations, literally everything that I used to manifest this money into my life and continue to manifest the money into my life. When you can transform the way that you think about money, your beliefs that you hold around money, then you're going to see things shift in your 3D world and the money is going to come in for you. And we need to know that it is okay to be focusing in on that money because it's something that we all want. It's something that we all need. And I actually explained this in an episode a couple of episodes ago about why money is a spiritual thing. And guys, if you are tired of being broke, then this is the course for you. And we go in deep together. Not only are you getting this whole course that is online for life, but you're also getting 6 weeks of intense coaching with me inside a mastermind group setting. This is actually the last time I'm going to be teaching it this way, guys, because I'm having a little shake up of what's going on in my world, and there's going to be something else on the cards that is very, very exciting. A brand new offer I'm going to be releasing. Not decided when it's coming out yet because we're sitting into what feels good, but this is actually the last time that I'm going to be teaching this particular course live with me. So if you want to get in on my energy and learn everything that you need to know about manifesting money into your life, then this is the course for you. So go on ahead and click the link in my show notes. Drop me a DM if you're interested. There's a payment plan option available, so it's very easy for you guys to get involved right now. And we're going to be getting started with this very, very soon. I'm very excited. Let's make 2023 your most abundant year yet. So a little life update then before we get started. I'm actually going down to London this week, so I'm recording this episode before I go because I am seeing so many amazing souls, so many of my friends, of my clients, of just all of my circle before I go off to LA because, guys, it's very, very soon that I'd go off and travel. So I'm actually going out for like a million brunches, and I'm actually doing a little photo shoot in between as well, a little brand shoot because, you know what, why not? Let's get some content whilst I'm down in London. So that's what's going on for me next week. And on top of that, as I said before, I have got some fabulous guest interviews lined up for you guys. There's just so much, like the level of conversation has just been insane throughout the last however many weeks. Like February has just been a month where I've been recording so many guest interviews, and I realize how much I fucking love it. Like I love sitting down with you guys, and honestly, like I've got some major visions for where I want to take the podcast and up level and, you know, get like a proper studio one day and like, you know, record the video properly and put it all up on YouTube, and like all the things are going to be happening. But, you know, first LA. First I'm going off and I'm going to go and see what happens out there, because who knows, like I might go back and meet the man of my dreams and get married, and then things might change. Who the fuck knows? But also there's so many other things going on in my life right now, but the podcast is such a huge focus. So like I said before, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, then go hit subscribe because it gives you a little notification of when the episodes come out every single Friday. And if you haven't, please do go ahead and leave it a little 5 stars, a little review for me, because it means the world and it helps it push it out there to even more amazing people like yourselves. So if you are enjoying it, please do help a girl out and hit subscribe and hit those 5 stars. And without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So, how do we get noticed as creatives, as entrepreneurs, as those people who are the face of our businesses, which we all are? Like, regardless of what you do in life, you are the face of what you do because it's all about you. But today's episode was really inspired by a conversation I had with one of my one-on-one clients, because she is a massive high achiever like myself and like all of you guys. And she was just saying, you know, like, I haven't been in this position before of this amount of success, this success that she was striving for, this version of herself that she was striving for. So she was like, I'm really struggling to see myself there. Like, I'm really struggling to believe that it's possible for me. And one of the things is here, like, when it comes to getting visible and being noticed, there's a certain level of energy that it requires, because often, like, I find that, you know, we can feel a little bit deflated or lacking in self-belief when, let's say, we've put something out there, like creatively or in our business, and nobody has noticed it, nobody's seen it. We can end up just falling into this space of like, oh my God, nobody sees me, nobody notices me, I'm invisible, like, this is a waste of my time, like all of these things. And we forget that actually, you know, if you get 10 views on an Instagram story, or if you get 10 views on a reel, like, those 10 people would fill a whole goddamn room. Like, that is a lot of people that are watching your stuff, okay? And because things are so like big and, you know, fast paced in the online world especially, like, we just think that we're not being seen. We're just putting it down to, okay, well, clearly nobody notices me. And I find this a lot as well in the performing industry, in the acting industry, which is, you know, the industry that I'm in. So many people just think, okay, well, there's just too many actors. Like, how are they going to notice me amongst all of these actors? And there's a certain level of energy that you need to embody to be noticed. There's a certain level of belief that you need to hold in yourself to be noticed. And one of the main things that it really is just believing that it's fucking possible. It's just believing in the possibility in general. What you got to know, guys, is that manifestation is literally just bringing your imagination into the physical, okay? So it's just bringing those things that you think, those visions that you have in your mind, into a physical 3D tangible thing to see, right? So I always say that the best manifestors out there are the people with the biggest imagination. So that's why that's why you guys, creative entrepreneurs, you're like very, very good at manifesting already before you've even started. Like, some of you might be new to this in general. Like, you are good at manifesting because if you can imagine, if you can dream it, if you can think it, if it is there in your vision, in your imagination, then you can make that thing happen. And often I find that people just don't want to imagine it because you're blocked already by these subconscious beliefs that it's just not possible for me. You know, how on earth can I do this? I've never done it before, so how can I do it now? And that's one of the things my client was saying. She was just like, you know, I've never done this before. I've never been in that position where all of these people have seen me do this thing. So how is it going to happen for me? And then we keep asking how. And the how isn't our problem, right? It's not how. Like, that is down to the universe, okay? What our problem is, what our, you know, focus is why? Why do you even want it in the first place? So as a creative, as a business owner, as, you know, someone in a space where, yeah, maybe it is a little bit saturated. Maybe there are a lot of other business owners out there doing the same thing as you're doing, or there's a lot of other actors out there, right? But you've got to be able to believe in the possibility of being noticed to be noticed. It all starts with that. And one thing is, guys, is that we're constantly lying to ourselves with what we think. You know, if we're you know, putting something out there online or in our creative careers, and then we're going to bed at night and thinking, oh my God, nobody notices me. Oh my God, I'm just like this tiny thing amongst all these people. Like, how am I ever going to be seen? You're lying to yourself. Like, those beliefs aren't even true. So we may as well lie to ourselves about things that make us feel good. We may as well choose to believe that we are being seen. Even if we're literally getting 1 or 2 views on a reel, or, you know, we're going into, you know, we're having like 1 audition every month or whatever in our acting career. Why not choose to lie to ourselves about things that make us feel good? And this is where you start to build up this energetic edge that not everybody has. The people with the, you know, very weak mindsets don't have this edge that other people do. And people will feel this energy from you where you keep showing the fuck up regardless of who is watching you. It doesn't matter, because your truth is that everybody is noticing you, everybody is seeing you. You know, if you think of like a celebrity, or if you think about someone famous, because this is one thing that I choose to believe, and this is one thing that I affirm to myself, like, I'm goddamn famous. Like, I'm famous in my world. You know, like, I am famous in this community because you guys that are my OG listeners, you are listening to my podcast every single Friday. Like, that's being famous. That's someone who is being seen. That's someone who's being noticed, right? It doesn't matter what level it is. If you're choosing to believe it, then that's what's going to manifest into your reality. And that's the energetic edge that people feel from you, because it's this certain level of self-belief that you are moving with, that people are like, oh my God, this girl, she just keeps showing up. And like, now I can't help but notice her. Like, I can't help but see her. Like, she just keeps popping up, and she's popping up in such a good energy, such a like an edgy energy. Like, there's something there, right? But what that takes is not giving up on what it is that you love doing. It takes like that level of persistence here and discipline with showing up every damn day to get people to feel that energy. It's not about getting people to see what you do, because people will see what you do every day. You'll go into 1,000,001 auditions, or you'll post 1,000,001 reels. People will skip through those reels until the day that you start showing up in this energetic edge. And that's why it's so important to work on your mindset. That's why it's so important to go in on the subconscious beliefs that you're living with, because they're the things that are stopping you from maintaining and like embodying that energetic edge. So essentially it's getting imaginative, it's believing in the possibility, and it is holding the energy. It's holding that energy up in the air. It's never letting that energy drop. And for those of you that are like, I have, like my client said, because I've never done it before, I am struggling to imagine it. What I want you to know here is that you have done it before. Just because you haven't done that certain thing doesn't mean you haven't energetically up-leveled in the same way before. What I mean here, guys, is that, if you think back, and I want you to do this now, like think back to 14-year-old you. 14-year-old you who was back in high school, you're back in that stage in your life. What kind of things were you dreaming up back then? And I've spoken about one thing before on the podcast, which was like a huge manifestation for me. And when I was having a bad time in high school at that age, I used to watch the buses go past down the A6, which was the road past my high school. And they'd have these big banners on the bus of like these adverts. And I used to say to myself, one day my face is going to be on one of those adverts. Everybody's going to see my face. Everybody's going to know my name. And then I got this TV ad like last year or the year before, whenever it was. And my face was like blown up on all of these massive billboards around like my hometown as well, around my area. And I was like, that manifested for me. Like that was a literal imagination that I had as a child, as a 14-year-old child, that manifested into my reality. Granted, it was 10 years later or whatever, but it happened for me, right? So like, think back to that age in your life and just think, what did that version of you, what did that child imagine for her life, and what have you actually manifested, and what didn't she imagine that you've already gone on to go and do, right? Because if I think about my life, like I would never have even imagined that I would be running a 6-figure business. I would have never imagined that I'd even be running a business. Like, I didn't even know what was out there for me at that time. And if you think about what you've actually achieved already in your life, it's fucking huge. And so that in itself is a quantum leap. That in itself is like, those achievements are huge up levels in themselves. If you've done it once, you can do it again, guys, right? Like, this is all the same energy. Nothing is actually different. Yeah, the things you're manifesting are different. Right? From me to go from like a 6-figure business to a 7-figure business or an 8-figure business, they're different manifestations, but they're not a different energy. And this is what I want you guys to know, like, so again, with getting noticed, with being seen, if you're going from like being the main part in your like sixth form show, as a high school kid, to then being like the main leading lady on a West End show, like, they're two different manifestations, but they're not different in energy. They're the same energetic frequency, right? So what you've got to start believing and start telling yourself is that I've done this before. So when you start getting stuck in your head about, oh my God, but I've never, I've never had a big performing job before, or I've never, seen 6 figures come into my bank account. How is it ever going to happen for me? Just think, but I have felt that energy before in different ways. So if I've done it once, I can do it again and again and again and again. And this is a really important thing to remember. And the other thing I want to say here, guys, with being noticed, with getting seen, with being visible as a creative, as an entrepreneur, even in your relationships, even if you're wanting to manifest that dream man or that dream woman into your life, and like, how do you get seen by them, right? How can you get put in front of their presence? Or how can you get put in front of the presence of someone who's gonna, change your life forever? As an actor, that's how it feels. It's like, because the performing industry is slightly different because you're not totally in control of it, right? Yeah, there is somebody that is going to be there to go, yes, I see star quality potential in this person. I'm going to make them a star. And that's how it really works in the performing industry. And also, it's how it really works with your business. If you're running like a service-based business and, you're wanting to be seen by your clients, it's your clients that are going to make your business. It's not you. Your clients that come to you, they're the ones that are going to give the good reviews, and they're the ones that are going to see the results and share it with other friends and, other people that need it. And that's what's going to blow your business up. It's not going to be you necessarily, right? So this is what you guys need to know, is that like actually being seen and noticed is such a huge part of it all. So as an actor though, in particular, like, if you're wanting to be really picked up in this like overly saturated industry, which again, like that's a belief in itself, like you get to choose how saturated it is. For me, I'm already famous. So it doesn't matter how many other people are out there. Everybody sees me anyway, right? That's a level of self-belief that you've got to have for yourself, right? But the way that we can work this and the way that we can actually like move into this manifestation process is just by making it playful, right? How can we make this a game of who's going to notice me first? Who's going to see me first, right? Because one thing is about the performing industry is that, people love to make people stars. Like people love to be the one to be like, I noticed you and now look at where you are now, all because of me, all because of how I saw you first, right? I've had this before where producers have like, picked me for a job and then they've literally like messaged me being like, just remember me, I gave you your first job. And like, it's great. It's like, it's such exciting energy. Like I love it. And I'm like, yeah, of course, duh. I'm always going to be thankful for you, right? But with this energy, if you are someone that is starting off in your business or starting off in your creative career and you're like, I've not been seen yet, make it a game. Just ask yourself, who's going to notice me first? Who's going to be that person that's going to see me and pick me out as star quality potential, right? Like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be you or is it going to be you? Like, who is going to be the one that notices me first? And rather than like placing all of this kind of like disheartened energy and this like, lack of self-belief around your career and your business and your life, just go in on like making it playful. And knowing in yourself that I'm star quality anyway, like I'm fucking famous anyway, but who's it going to be that's going to notice that first? Plus, the fact is, guys, it is happening all around you. People are getting seen. There's famous people, there's celebrities, there's, there's these 8-9-figure business owners, like whatever it is, like those things that you're looking at now and it's like blowing your mind. Oh my gosh, how have those people done it? Like, if it's there in front of you and you can see it, then it's possible for you too. So maintaining that energetic edge is key here. And you can't maintain that energetic edge if you don't maintain your mindset and you don't work on your mindset and you don't actually put that time and that energy into your mindset, because that is the thing that is honestly setting apart the successful, seen, visible, noticed people from the rest. From the people that are literally not getting any time of day. It all comes down to what you believe about yourself and what you believe about the world around you. And of course, the final part of this is actually taking the action. Like doing the thing towards your manifestation, because we need to root this energy into something physical. Like that's how I like to look at it. Like this energetic edge that you create with this strong mindset and these beliefs, like if you're rooting that into this energy, this action, of showing up daily, like never stopping to put yourself out there, even if nobody's watching, even if it feels icky, even if you're tired and you're still being disciplined in showing the fuck up, that is the thing that's going to make people see you. We can't do everything just with energetics. We have to use energetics and action to make things manifest. And honestly, guys, like I said, I love having this conversation because for me as a creative and a business owner, it's one of the things that it's like that bit of magic in me that I think I've always had anyway, where I'm like, I just know how to show the fuck up. But it's also something that even if you don't know or it doesn't come naturally to you, it literally just is a set of beliefs. That's all it is. Some of you might already live with those beliefs. Others of you might have to work on them and practice them. But anybody can do it. you can completely transform who you are as a person. And it's exactly what I did. And one of the main reasons for my success and how I grew my business so quickly and for how I got the TV work that I did and I've done all these things is because it literally is because people saw me at the right time in the right moment with the right energy. And so when you can be working on this for yourself and focusing in on these areas, focusing in on believing in the possibility, having the energetic edge, showing up even when nobody's watching, making it playful. If you can be embodying all of those things for yourself, then this is going to happen for you overnight, right? And you've got to believe that it's going to happen for you overnight as well. So I hope that this episode has been a good one for all of my creative ladies and men who listen in, and all of you guys who are like itching to be seen right now. Like, you know that it is your time and that you're ready and that you're ready to share your message or your story or your creativity. And you're like, I just want people to goddamn listen and see it, right? If that is you, then I hope that this episode has helped, because it is literally available for every single one of you. And I hope that you go off and you believe that you're goddamn famous, because you are. And it's really funny because this conversation as well really ties into this big offer that I keep like cheekily like throwing in there that I am going to be bringing out soon. It really ties into that. Again, all the secrets in the pipeline, but I will be announcing some things very soon. But for those of you that have loved this episode, please do take a screenshot, tag me on your Instagram stories, because I love to see who has been listening in. And make sure that if you want to get in on my energy and work with me for a whole 6 weeks, and this, as I said, guys, is the last time that you are going to be able to do this in this course, to go in on your wealth mindset and actually call that money in. Because again, we've been talking about how to get noticed, but this is part of it, like how we make our money and how we can turn into this like abundant, rich, wealthy version of us. Like, that comes down to that level of belief too. And it comes down to believing in the possibility for yourself. Because listen, only a few years ago, I had nothing in the bank account as an out-of-work actor. And now, like, it is so natural for me to just be calling this money in, to be living this abundant lifestyle. So if you guys know that this is something you really want to work on this year, and you want to work on it with me in a space live with me, then it's the last chance that you guys are going to be able to do that. So make sure that you click that link in my show notes, head over there, drop me a DM, get in there now, guys, because it's going to be epic. The last round was epic. This is going to be even more epic. And I just hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll chat to you very soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul, so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.